Hello and welcome back to Britain's Worst Run Football Club. Very exciting episode coming up now. So we've got a very tough game against Watford, followed by three very winnable games at least, with Rotherham, Sunderland and Coventry. Had a cracking start to the season so far. We're undefeated in the league and we're also undefeated in the Carabao Cup. And we have time in this episode. We'll be going over potentially the West Ham game in the Carling Cup third round. But for now, we're in a very nice position. 2 wins and a draw. We have played Crystal Palace, who just got relegated this season. Well, last season from the Prem. We have beaten, where are they? Southampton. And we've also beaten Preston as well. So we're very, very interesting start. And very one that's muchly surprising, I should say. And there are a few that haven't actually come through yet. Kind of loans / trials that we have brought in. Because I didn't realise that before the transfer window closed, a lot of clubs kind of released a lot of their players. Now one of these players, Joe Worrell, who he's looking like he's going to be, well, we want him at centre back. English, got good stats across the board, good jump in. There's a big physical presence at 6'4". He should be a man to build around at the back. For CDM wise, we've been looking at Timu Bakayoko. I think he wanted about 30,000 when we initially brought him in on trial. I feel like it's a little bit steep for what we are kind of after, and especially with the amount of players that can play in that position, we may not follow up on this. For Bakayoko. And another guy that is as well, Andy Zakiri. Well, if it's Shaqiri, then it's probably Zakiri. Versatile player across the front. Yeah, he looks fine. I think he wanted a little bit too much last time when we looked at him. But here's a potential if any of our other players fall out of favour or if they don't kind of produce when required. And speaking of our first game, we've got Watford now. Let's get into it. We did do a fully rotated team in the game so we have finally saved our initial first team, and it's going to be Suarez in goal with Niambe, Maldo, Tabidze and Longelo across the back. Perrone and James as our midfield too. I think Perrone because we want to keep a good working relationship with Man City. And James because we want to obviously promote our own youth through the ranks. Chong on the left, Bakuna on the right, with Lasme, and to be fair, Carmelo. He's had a good start to the season, 3 goals in 3 games pretty much. Yeah, scored 2 goals in the league just against Preston. Very happy with his contribution. So we will start him ahead of Salcedo for this game, but there's a lot of games to play in this season, and everyone is going to get a chance to play at some point or another. And Keenan Davis, I didn't even mention this, Keenan Davis came in on deadline day as a free transfer. He was released by Aston Villa. We've brought him in. He's on a lot of money. He's on 25,000 a week. Totally forgot about him, so we will... who's he going to kind of replace in this squad? I'm thinking maybe Rekic, just for the versatility factor. Like Rekic was on the bench as a centre-back, defensive midfielder kind of option. But we've got Cometio and Hannibal and Bellingham who can play in those positions. So for that reason, we'll move him down. To be honest, Sterling, has he played at all? Has he played in the cup game, Sterling? No. Okay, we need to kind of rotate him into the team a little bit more. But there's a lot of games to play this season, and we won't stress it too much. Right, enough holding back. You know what, Lasme, let's drop you off for Davies. And we'll keep as a pressing forward. We'll put you in the Lasme role, and we'll see how you play against the club that you was on loan with last season. What number? 59. 69. That's a better number. Can we keep the undefeated run going? I'm not fully sure just yet, but you know, who knows how we go on. We've got some good morale, some good momentum going. Fingers crossed. And Davies has taken up a knock straight away. Not a great start for us, but kind of seeing how the team sets up. We've got a very good kind of possession-based system going on. With nice intricate like triangle passes that do happen quite a lot, especially down the right-hand side. Or it seems to be noticeable down the right-hand side a bit more. And we haven't been as clinical up front, but Carmelo has got himself into some good positions. So let's see if he can make himself a bit of a nuisance against Watford today. And there's a lot of the little intricate triangles that I was talking about. Bakuna on the left, a bit of a poor ball back to Tabidze, who managed to get away with it. He gives it to Maldo, who gives it inside to James. Long rangy ball from James out to Bakuna. Cutting inside from Bakuna. Players in the middle. He's going on his own. He has... Oh, that's a big chance miss that is from Bakuna. But a good attacking start. First 15 minutes. At least we got a shot on target and we are kind of controlling possession as is. Now, Paul Dummett picks up on a kind of a poor clearance from ourselves. Dummett, who we were looking at this season to bring in, but I think never came to fruition. And Tyler Morton as well for Watford also. Alright, Cathcart puts it back in. Esprit is there. Bussetto has hit it over the keeper. Alright, Suarez, I'm not fully sure about your positioning there, but the goal has gone in. It seemed like he kind of committed a little bit too easily there. If we look at this, Perone, he has cleared it, but with no one kind of up there to help out. Bussetto, to be fair, that's a fantastic finish. And our unbeaten start is under jeopardy so far. It looks like Keenan Davis is he's doing okay from his knock that he picked up earlier on. Right, Bakuna now out to the right. Loses it, but Perone picks it up. Back out to Bakuna from Carmelo. Can he put it in? He has put it in. Carmelo's got tackled on the line. James is there, but it has been cleared away from Watford. And it is out to Espria on the right. Now Okoye, he hits it long. That's a long ball up to there. Nyambe wins the header. Perone wins the header on as well. Bakuna doesn't win it to Dummett. And it's out to Sarr on the left. And looking at Watford's team, they've made a lot of good kind of Premier League signings this season. Especially like with Tom Davis and Dummett on the left as well. Again, strengthening an already strong squad for the Championship. Right, Maldo has cleared it, but it's out to Espria, who has quite easily put it in the net. We've got a long way to go for this game now. And I feel like it's going to be a long game going forward. Right, let's get a shout in of the man more. But yeah, the Championship, seeing some of the transfers that have come in, I think last season was probably our best chance to kind of get promoted, but it's still early in the season. Tyler Morton brings it down towards the right, gives it out to Mario Gaspar, who runs down the right as well. Davies with a good tackle in there, turns inside, gives it back to Longello. Into James into Davis. The Perone. There's a couple out on the wide there, position there. Long ball over to Chong. It is overhit, but what can Chong do? Gives it back to Perone. He's going to burst into the box. He's going to hit it, and it has gone over. Some good attacking intent there, but I'll be honest, I'm not happy with how the team have played, especially with dominating possession the way we have. So, you've been terrible. Which is a bit harsh, but they haven't played well at all. Longello on the booking doesn't scare me. There's certain players in Football Manager that you kind of trust, and I hope he doesn't give me commentator's curse here, but I trust Longello not to get sent off here. Right, Chong on the left, out to Perone. He's going to hit it first time, and it's gone in the top right-hand corner. Fantastic strike that is from Perone, and it gives us a way back into the game. Now, striker-wise, Alcaraz isn't playing too well. We're going to bring on Salcedo. Davis is injured. We will bring on Lasme. And to be honest, Bakuna and Chong, not a lot has happened for them to get influence on the game. We'll give it another 10 minutes, and if they still haven't contributed as much, we'll bring on Maria and also just Maria by the looks of that. You know what? We'll do it now. Bakuna can come off. Or Maria. James can come off. For Bellingham. Right. Maldo at the back. Gives it to Nyambe. Nyambe spreads it right to Bidze. Long ball up to Bakuna on the left hand side now. Can he cut inside? He does, but no one's there. Chong heads it back across. Salcedo 2-2. Fantastic comeback here by Salcedo. Flag stays down. I think that's his first of the season. I don't remember him scoring yet. But it doesn't matter. Tabidze out to Bakuna. Means no worries. Cross into the box. Chong heads it back. Salcedo gets there first, ahead of, who's this? Tortoise. Who acted like a tortoise to get in front of that. And lovely to see. Now, we've probably got another couple of changes to make. There is 20 minutes to go with one stoppage and one sub. I think we will bring on Hannibal for Perone. And we'll give a little shout of demand more as well. We've come back from 2-0 down. Here's hoping we can get a final nail in the coffin and keep our unbeaten run going. Now we've got a highlight. To Longelo on the left, to Chong. Back to Longelo. He puts it in the box. Maria's at the back. He's headed into Salcedo, who has put it in, and it is 3-2. And we keep right on to the end of the road here, or to the end of the game. Fantastic finish again by Salcedo. He's coming off the bench and he's turned this game around. I mean, Maria is kind of a carbon copy from the equalising goal there. What we will do is we're going to go very time wasting. We will regroup instead of counter attacking. We're going to kind of go up to the target forward, take long kicks, and we'll maybe just drop our pressing line down. There's no tight offside. We'll leave it as it is. Have we got a shout? We have. We're going to get him to focus for the last 5 minutes. So Chong wins the header on the left. Now we have sat a little bit deeper, so I hope that that doesn't kind of encourage too many mistakes from the players here. Pussetto out to Sarr, into Lauser, into Morton. It's going to be 3-3. It is 3-3. Typical. Make the changes, and this happens. Right, let's go back to how we were. Should have just stuck as we were, but to be honest, in this series I've made some choices that have kind of always backfired against us. Let's just hope there's not another one. Right, Chong, he eludes a tackle from Asprilla, gives it back to Tabidze. Tabidze into Hannibal. Don't lose it now, guys. Into Lasme. Lasme to Tabidze. Again, the little passing triangles here. Bellingham gets the ball. Got that super winner against Southampton. Hannibal hits it long over to Salcedo. He's on his hat-trick. What can he do? He's put it in. We will stick to this. We're not going to change again. Wow. Salcedo, second half hat-trick. At least we won't lose the game now. Touch wood. But Bellingham into Hannibal. Lovely top over the lovely ball over the top even. Salcedo. He's hit it the first time in the half volley. And keeper's in kind of disbelief at that ball over the top. We're into the 5th minute. Please just end it. Just end it cleverly. into Royer. Although I'm sure it's the guy that we tried to bring in at left back. Maldo into Bellingham. Bellingham loses it to Morton. Into Espria. Come on, game. We're like 45 seconds over here. Into Sarr. Into Cleverly. Please be one of those highlights that nothing happens. Into Royer. Into Lauza. Oh my god. What is this game? I'm not sure why they've allowed an extra minute of added time here. Right. Oh well. End the game. We didn't lose. Came from 2-0 down. Should be very proud of this team for that. We will give them some praise. Undefeated still. We won't dwell. Let's move on to the next game. Now, Almendra. We'll try and get him on trial. I don't know where we would play him, but he did turn us down originally, so we will have a look. I still think the goalkeeping area is very much needed to be improved upon. I mean, Suarez is going to be fine for kind of this season, but going forward, we want to improve upon that with a young goalie and see if the director of football has anyone decent to kind of point in our direction. And at the minute, no. Frank McParland. I mean, looks good. Looks like a good director of football. Joe Worrell, are you interested in talking to us again? He is now. Star player might be an issue. Regular star is not going to cut it either. Important player. Star player it is. Okay. Okay, there's not a lot of wiggle room there when it comes to the wages. Okay, even with that, there's not a lot of wiggle room. Now we do. 19,000, is that all we can offer? This isn't going to go down well at all, is it? No. Okay, wage you have to reach in, let's say 20 games. And we'll give you 50% there. 22, it's not a lot. I wonder why we can't offer much money at all. Very peculiar. I mean, we've got no transfers on their way in. Yeah, nothing coming in. Oh well, we'll have to just see again in a couple of weeks' time, if he's still here on trial with us. I think we will keep the team as it is, just for now. I think, well, with the exception of Bakuna. Bakuna's not played very well at all. There's Morayan, is also Andrade here. Now, as Andrade is our player, we will give him a game out there. I mean, Hannibal is playing well so far, but there's a lot of versatility in Hannibal and how he plays. Yeah, I think for now we will keep as that is. With Andrade just getting into the Venezuela setup, we'll build on his confidence there and give him a first start in the league. Started in the cup, but we'll give him a league run out as well. Now 83% possession the first 10 minutes it was lovely to see. Chong with the free kick. Johansson just tips it behind. The only direct free kick I've seen go in is Bakuna's at the beginning of the season. Andrade with the corner here. That's the beginning of the first season as well. Andrade in, but headed out. James heads it into Perone. Hugo heads it out. Gives it to Dario, but Andrade's got it again. He goes to the byline. He is tackled by Dario. And it has gone out for a throw-in. Bit unsurprised, well, a bit surprised there by Andrade. He kind of just gave up after he was tackled, but we'll We'll move on with this. Lewis Hall into Xavier. Hall we had on loan last season from Chelsea, but never really played any games. James wins it back, gives it to Carmelo. Carmelo's got Lasme inside. He goes out to the right wing, cuts back inside again. Has lost it to Hall. A bit wasteful that is by Carmelo. Perone back to Maldo, into Nyambe. They've got their press now. Nyambe crossfield ball to Chong. He heads it into Carmelo. He's hit it first time wide. Just wide. Feels like a chance, that does. Feels like a chance. I was going to demand more, but we're not allowed to do a shout apparently. Andrade into Maldo. He's headed it in. That's an assist for little Curvin, and Maldo opens his scoring for Birmingham City. That's why we can't shout. Very nice to see. Good head. Who needs Worrell? Andrade. Yeah, Maldo rose like a salmon. Past Humphreys. Past Johansson. 1-0. And looking at the stats, 71% possession. We've very much deserved this. We've had more shots. Rotherham have only had one. So we will kind of hopefully take this into the next half. I think in 10 minutes we'll do the change that we made yesterday. No, last game. We'll bring on Davies and we'll bring on Salcido up front. But yeah, Kerwin Andrade, he's getting some good deliveries into us here, so we should capitalise on that hopefully more into the season. I mean, you know what, we'll leave Lasme on. We'll bring Salcido on. The midfield's playing well, except for the right back Nyambe. He's looking a little tired. I mean, he's not a natural right back, but Kumetio, we'll bring him in. James as well. We will bring in Joe Bellingham. And probably the last couple of changes probably going to be Andrade for Maria. Alright, Dario in. Xavier heads it in. Who's on the line there? Cometio. I expect better from you there. And it is going to probably force me to make a change a little bit sooner as well. We'll give it to the 75th minute. We'll bring on Davis and we'll bring on Maria also for Andrade. Right, Maldo with the ball in defence. Gives it to Cometio. No pressure on him. Gives it to Salcido. Turns and crosses into Lasme. Go on, Lasme. Go on, Lasme. Go on, good save by Johansson. Should be doing better there. Should be doing better. Okay, apparently there's no highlight there. Brilliant. So, Mariah to come on. Lasme is going to come off for Davies also. And this is just one of those highlights where nothing's going to happen because we're making a sub. So we'll let this play out. I mean, quite dangerous play there by Johansson. Salcido would have closed down a little bit quicker. It might have put a bit more pressure on. Barley hits it wide and long. Maldo picks it up. And we just end this highlight unless this is going to feed onto a highlight that we would have had regardless. Perone. Lasme now. He turns and crosses it to Chong. I mean, Salcido's up there. Lasme's lower down. Chong runs into the box. Again. Didn't expect anything there. It is going to be a corner though. And I think with Davies coming in, we're going to change from a pressing forward to an advanced forward, I reckon. Or do we go target forward? No, we'll go a bit more attacking. We'll put him on an advanced forward. This is a game I would very much expect to win. Mariah. To the back post. Bidze's there. Maldo's hit it off the crossbar as well after a great save by Johansson. Perone picks it up outside, so that is the end of the highlight. 4 minutes of added time. Still undefeated, but a little bit disappointing that we didn't get a win there against a Rotherham team who didn't Didn't do enough to even stay in the game, so it's a little bit disappointing, that is. More scouting has finished as well. Sign melee as a priority. That's interesting. Okay. When does his contract end? In December. Wants to be a star player. Make your first choice. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. What does that say? Oh. You know what? We'll just finalise that. $16k, you know, it's not the worst. Wage rise to 13. You know what, I'll give you that. Drop it down to 13 and we've got a deal. Okay, potential then. Very potential to be our first choice goalkeeper. It's not that I'm not a fan of Suarez, but yeah, we'll go with that. We are going to make a couple of changes to our front line. Davis and Salcedo to come on. I think target forward on support. We'll try that for Davis. We only did the pressing forward for Lasme because that's a promise that we made. And the team, it's not playing badly if we are looking at it. Yeah, you know, we'll stick as we are for this game at least. Anyway, actually, do we want Callas on bench? We will bring Callas onto the bench as a left back, right back, backup option. Which then leaves Cometio to play as a centre back, which is his natural position there. Now we did have our team talk before this game as more of a club. Let's see if that has any effect or will we concede in the first 10 minutes. And Perone's taken a knock straight away, which isn't good. Then nothing's happened so far. But Andrade, he got an assist in the last game. Good delivery in. Maldo doesn't get the header. Sirkin manages to clear, well, run down the left hand side with this. No pressure on him. Gives it back to Bate. Into Sirkin. Into Oijo. Back to Bate. This is a little bit dangerous. What can Maldo do? Maldo loses it, but Tabidze does mop it up. Gives it back to Suarez. Suarez, it's one of them. He gives it to Tabidze. Into James. Back to Suarez. Into Tabidze. Again, even from here, like the intricate passing, Maldo, bad pass by James. Maldo's put it in. That's such a poor goal to concede. Very, very poor goal. James's rating should drop here because that pass was atrocious. I don't want to watch it. It's too sad. Too sad to watch. I mean, that's their first shot on target. Their first shot of the game, 0.09 XG. And to be fair, I think we've got a bad run of form against Sunderland. Maksimovic into Ujo. Tabidze managed to clear it after Maldo gets a head onto it first. Perone and Nyambe, they're struggling here, so that's going to be a change to make. Very disappointed this is. Very, very disappointing. Perone will bring you off. But for who? We're going to drop Chong down into that position there. Jordan James can go as a deep line playmaker. Chong as a roaming playmaker. We're going to bring on Carmelo for the left. You know what? Let's go for this. Let's go. Andrade, Salcedo can go there. They can swap between. We'll have Lasme and Davies up front, one of the big strikers. Callas can go right back, and we'll play as that for now. Suarez must have seen that we are looking to replace him because he's having a pretty poor game so far. And we'll shout the man more straight away into this. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening here, but apparently Lasme is now centre defensive mid and Chong is up front. I don't know why the game does this. It is happening way too often. Right, so Longello into Carmelo, back to Longello, into James, James into Chong, Chong to James, don't hit it. He has hit it and he scored. Fair play, James. What a rifle that was. I take it back. Okay, so Lasme's out on the right now, but Salcedo is playing as a striker. We won't argue it. Chong into James. James has hit that, gone right through the goalkeeper. Very nice to see. We'll shout some demand more. Callas at the back. Into Maldo. Back to Callas. Across to Tabidze. You know, he's not made many mistakes, if any, that I remember. Longello with a long adventurous ball up to Davies. I don't know why he's done that when the left was very clear. Williams into Sims. Keeper's been absolute shocker there. Absolutely shocking, that is. Right. Chong for Job. I'm going to take the keeper off. That was embarrassing. It's just gone right through his legs. I don't want to watch it. Unbeaten start is over. I mean, what a poor way to lose a game. We're just not getting the look of our goalkeepers. Right. It's water bottle time. From a team that was in 21st, they've shot up to 14th. We could have gone into the playoff places there. It is just not good enough. So, what are we looking at here? Who isn't playing well? Prone, you can come off. We will drop you down for... Who for? George Hall. Bring George Hall back into the team. Maria, what's your slight concern? Playing a weak role. Callas, to be fair, you're all doing fine. Nyambe, you can come off though. Callas can start this one. No, we can't. Sterling can start this one. Then Callas can go onto the bench. I think that's pretty much what we want to do for this so far. Davies hasn't played well. We're going to bring Lasme back in and drop down to a pressing forward. You know what, we're going to make him on support for this one. And let's see how we go on. James with the Thunderbolt in the last game, but to throw it off, I should have dropped the keeper. In all honesty, I should have dropped the keeper for this. That was pretty poor performance in the last couple of games from Suarez. And if he has a bad one here, we will put Lumley in. Right, who's this over the ball? It is Chong. It's a good area. Can he go top left? He's off the crossbar. So close, yet so far away. Now, I'm not too concerned about our... To be fair, our back four, I'm quite happy with that. Goalkeeper, I'm a little unsure on. I think it's his eccentricity, which is concerning slightly. Right, Sterling on the right, in for Nyambe. He's over the top to Salcido, open goal. Brilliant ball by Sterling. Salcido with his 5th. Good to see. Let's get the control back in. We will demand more as well. Let's keep this going. I mean, good ball by Sterling. He wasn't even closed down. He had all the time in the world. Long ball. It is curved into Salcido's path. Takes it past Wilson. And a very nice finish to boot. So Jordan J, to be fair, we've got a lot of players that their fitness levels are slightly down, which is a concern. We just have to see how the next 45 go. I think Maldo. How many players have we got on the bench? Cometio and Callas. Maybe if Chong potentially can play as a down the left, he can slightly, which we may have to do going into this. So, and we've left it long enough. We're going to demand more. Maldo, we're going to bring you off. You're the worst out of the 2. James, we're going to bring you off as well. Who have we got? Joe Bellingham. Chong, you can come off. Or Morea. Salcido, you've scored. We'll bring you off for Davies. And Tabidze for Callas. Now that's a lot of changes to make. I hope it doesn't backfire on us here. I did give a shout of demand more before it happened, so I just hope that that's been taken into consideration. So, Callas at the back, into Longello. Longello runs inside, gives it to Davis. Davis to Bacuna. Bacuna far across to Morea. He's got Lasme up in support and Davis at the back post as well. Morea runs to the byline. Great run into Lasme. He's put it in. 2-0. Game over. Love to see that. Nice to see Lasme back on the score sheet as well. It's been a few games for him, especially with the rotation with Davis. But Bacuna, lovely ball out to Morea. Morea goes around the defender, drives into the box, into the byline, cuts it across. Keeper's missed it. Lasme hasn't. 2-0. Get a little bit more confident with those changes that were made. It was the right decision to rest at the right time. So Leon into turns. Lasme heads it clear defensively as well as attacking. Out to Leon again. Runs it. Who is that at the back? Hall turns. Corbinu. Out to Bidwell. Bidwell on the left. Out to O'Hare. Is this going to be a highlight of any note? O'Hare to Bidwell. Bidwell to Burrows. Hits it up. Cometio. Calm and collected. Gives it to Bacuna. There we go. We can kind of calm down a little bit now. Ball to Bellingham. Into Sterling. Maybe this highlight is for ourselves rather than the commentary because nothing's happened from a commentary perspective. Spoke too soon. Corbinu. No, it didn't. Bellingham wins it. Into Lasme. I think Davies just kind of needs his first goal for the club here. Morea. Into Lasme. He's hit it. It's 3-0. Second for Lasme. Lovely, lovely stuff. Just thinking as well though, having Cometio as a strong kind of centre-back, we could quite easily have a 5 at the back formation, a 5-3-2. Morea into Lasme. Lovely stuff. With having Longello and like Nyambe or Sterling as the wing backs. It might be a good one to have a look at. But Morea with 2 assists since coming on as a sub. Lasme getting 2 goals. Good stuff. Good confidence booster here. It's not over yet. Bacuna into Morea. Come on, Morea. Go for a goal here. Go for a goal here. He's gone for a goal here. What a substitution appearance for Morea. Lovely goal there. Deserved it for his efforts today. 4-0 win. We'll take that. I thought it was going to be all over, but Bacuna into Morea. He's ran in. The commentary defence doesn't know what they're doing. Cheeky slide tackle by Dabo. Wilson's gone down. Morea's chipped it over him. Very nice indeed. And it's full time, no more highlights. That's what we wanted from the team, and it was a good win for us. Into 4th, 5 points off. Ipswich at top. Fair play to Ipswich. Should be a good season. It should be a good season. Mello's been delayed. Find out on the 26th. And we have the West Ham game coming up in the Carabao Cup also. Moreira on form. He did well. 1 goal, 2 assists. Very nicely done. And with that, I think we'll leave it for this episode. Thank you very much. How far we're going to go so far, we'll have to tune in next time. Goodbye.